Is someone close to Spider-Man going to die in the Ultimate Universe? Writer Jonathan Hickman seems to be foreshadowing it. But before we get into my theory, let's take a look at how it all started for Spider-Man. I'm sure you are familiar with the origins of Spider-Man and Peter Parker. A geeky teenager from Queens gets bitten by a radioactive spider which gives him super strength, agility, ability to stick to walls, and a spider sense that warns him of danger. But even with these newfound powers, it took a hard life lesson for him to become a true hero. Parker didn't initially act like a hero. He used his powers to try to become rich and famous, but that was short-lived. After his first performance before the cameras, he refused to stop a robber from stealing the television station's box office receipts. Spider-Man's world abruptly collapsed a few days later when a burglar murders his Uncle Ben, leaving Peter's Aunt May, now his only surviving guardian, a widow. The grief-stricken Spider-Man tracks down Uncle Ben's killer, only to make the horrible discovery that the murderer is the very same robber he allowed to escape from the television studio. With this tragedy, Spider-Man learned,
"With great power comes great responsibility,"
and vows to use his superpowers for good. Fast forward to this year's best Spider-Man comic book, Ultimate Spider-Man. Peter Parker, now in his 30s, is married to Mary Jane and the father of 2 children, and has yet to become Spider-Man. 20 years ago, the Maker prevented a radioactive spider from biting a young Peter Parker. He likewise prevented the creation of any other superheroes and formed a secret council to rule the world from the shadows. 8 months ago, Tony Stark sent Peter that same radioactive spider along with a Picotech suit and the warning of the Maker's Council. Peter let the radioactive spider bite him, which allowed him to follow his destiny. The difference between the two versions of Spider-Man is that the Ultimate Universe's Peter Parker has become Spider-Man with no tragic event or lesson to propel his heroism. We all know this is the key to Spider-Man's relentless pursuit of doing the right thing, no matter what the cost. In issue number 11 of Ultimate Spider-Man, 2 people close to Peter voice their concerns for his safety and those around him. His wife, Mary Jane, talks to him after he comes home from a fight and a beating at the hands of some bad guys.
"I feel like there's something you want to say and I should pay close attention when you do."
Yeah, so I think I've been pretty cool about you becoming the new you. I think I've taken the threat of violence and an overall looming sense of danger in stride.
Agreed.
So what should I do if, say, I'm starting to freak out a little bit?
Because of me being Spider-Man?
Peter, I don't think it's come up before, but had you ever even gotten into a fight before all this?
Sure. Flash Thompson, 8th grade.
How'd that go?
Oh, he beat the bleep out of me. It was terrifying.
So how are you dealing with it now?
I hate it. I mean, it feels good to stop someone that only someone like me can stop. But I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Which is why you're perfect for this, I suppose, but do you promise to tell me when I should get scared?
Baby, if I ever come home and tell you it's time to run, be ready to run, but until then, please don't worry. I'm supposed to be doing this.
After Peter has this discussion with MJ, he meets up with his Uncle Ben. Ben has figured out Peter is Spider-Man and has some advice.
Ben, I've been wanting to tell you.
No, don't say it. And don't ever say it out loud to anyone again. It's hard to keep a secret, especially when it's such an important one. But keeping it could save your life, your lives. You have to try harder, Peter. Make some changes.
MJ asked me if she should be scared earlier.
What did you tell her?
That I would let her know when she should be.
And you think you'd know when this is? Before the wave crashes over your head?
I think so. I believe so. I do know that I'm strong enough now to do something about it if I had to.
I'm old. Well, old enough. I've lived a good life, and I've lived long enough to see the woman I loved be buried and gone. I do miss her, but it was a good life, and I'm fine with whatever happens next. Can you say that?
No.
Maybe keep that in mind.
Peter has been warned by 2 of the closest people in his life, but will that be enough to save them? It appears Peter doesn't understand the impact of being a hero, with a secret identity and fighting bad guys that could have an impact on the loved ones around him. The warnings from MJ and Uncle Ben may not be enough, and it may take a tragic event in the Ultimate Universe for Peter to truly understand that with great power comes great responsibility. I hope I'm wrong. Thanks so much for watching, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think will happen in the Ultimate Universe.